Dreamers sensing spirits. A dreamer senses spirits, blurring the line between dreams and reality. This is a true story submitted to us prior to angels and ghosts, back about 2002-2003. We believe Dreamer is having visitors who are either curious or in search of help. Sometimes, children may be attracted to us and just want to hang around in spirit for comfort. Spirits are all around us. We just may not comprehend their presence, and if we do, we might not understand their motive. The following is Dreamer's story of beginning to sense the spirits around her, an awakening to what has been occurring behind the curtain, if you will. In the last few years, I have begun sensing spirits around me, pretty much all the time. At home, in all rooms, even at work. I get the touches on my hands, the pressure on my head, the sounds, the smells, the flower smell especially, and the shadows and flashes in my peripheral vision. A couple of times I woke up and felt someone holding my hand. Most of the time I just feel their presence. I am trying to understand why they are around me and what they want from me. What are they trying to tell me? I was in a very dangerous car accident many years ago. The medical staff at the hospital said I should have died. They were all surprised I lived and said that in most cases of an accident such as mine, the people who come to them are in body bags. I walked away with only major bruising and stitches. They didn't even make me stay overnight at the hospital. I was lucky. God was watching over me. But now, I saw a little girl ghost in my room at 2 a.m. in the morning. She stared at me curiously and then turned and walked into my mirror, which I sensed and just knew was the other side. Months later, I heard the sound of little girls singing Ring Around the Rosie at 10:30 at night. There were no little girls in our neighborhood at the time. Our nearest neighbor had 2 young boys, and my father said he couldn't hear a thing. I sensed presences, and I once heard whispers from a female spirit in my ear as I awoke early one morning. I dream about past lives, at least I think they are past lives, and they are so real, I wake up crying sometimes. I also feel like I am reliving others' memories or life experiences. I feel tired all the time since I dream so deep and constantly. I remember my dreams about 90% of the time. Many are so clear and so very detailed, my friends joke. I should be in the business of making movies. How am I to handle this and deal with this, as it seems it will not go away and is a part of my life? My friends have all told me I am sensitive, some meaning it in a psychic sense, while others mean it in an emotional sense. I don't mind it, but I want to understand how I live with this in my life. Black-eyed kid. Sad child ghost story. What are they? Ghost story from Amy Fortney. I have one of those children, black-eyed kids, attached to me. I'm not sure how long he's been attached, possibly at least 4 years now and maybe longer. But I finally realized he was with me around July 2010. He's 10 years old and his name is Michael. I can describe him perfectly, from his features to his clothes and everything in between. But the most disturbing thing about him is the eyes. They are black, and there is something about them that I find deeply unsettling. It's hard to describe the feeling of looking into those eyes. Up until July, I only ever saw him in dreams, so I shrugged it off even though I dreamt of him often. In July, though, I was riding with another investigator to a ghost investigation. I didn't know this guy very well at the time, and he knew nothing of Michael or my dreams about him. I had only ever told 1 or 2 people up to that point. When we got to the location, which was 1 to 1.5 hours drive, he shut the car off, looked at me and asked, "So who's the young boy that follows you around?" He then proceeded to describe Michael to a T. I knew at that point, Michael was not just a dream, but real. I then started to give more thought to this child as time passed. I can even remember a time when my arm was grabbed by what felt like a child's hand, although nothing was there. What's interesting is that since July, I have had no more dreams of Michael. Now, instead, I hear him on my ghost box. Others have witnessed hearing him as well. He constantly says, "Mommy," or "Where's Mommy?" and it sounds like he's crying or scared. One day, I was using the ghost box with 2 other people. We opened the session, introduced ourselves, and asked the box which one of us they would like to speak with. We all heard my name. So naturally I said, "I'm here. What would you like to tell me?" The voice replied, "Who's the boy?" And within minutes, Michael was asking, "Where's Mommy?" through the ghost box. Michael's communication with me has escalated to the point that I hear him every time I turn the device on. People I tell think I'm crazy. So when I turn the box on for them and they hear it, they're in shock or think I've somehow rigged the ghost box to say specific messages. I've never felt scared by Michael other than his eyes creeping me out. Instead, I feel completely heartbroken that there's a kid who's apparently lost his mother. I feel compelled to help him somehow. And I also feel that I am supposed to protect him. But from what? I don't know. I have a strong desire to learn who this boy is, why he's attached to me, and what I can do to help him. I have asked him, but only ever hear him calling for Mommy. Blue girl. She saw a sad blue girl, then she vanished. A child ghost true story from Amy Allison of Australia. About a month ago, my sister-in-law moved into a different place. My mum says that the houses around that area, Parafield Gardens, South Australia, were built probably about 25 to 30 years ago. At that time, my 7-year-old daughter stayed there overnight for the first time. She came home the next day, telling me and her dad that late that night, she had seen a little girl standing by the laundry door. She said the girl was blue all over, from head to toe, had long straight hair, wore a long dress with a scarf tied around her wrist, and looked to be about 11 years old. My daughter also described her as looking very sad. I could tell by the way she spoke that whatever she did see, she wasn't making it up. My daughter also said that none of her 4 cousins saw the blue girl, as they were all in bed at the time and are younger than my daughter. None of them fit the description of the blue girl, by the way. My daughter said she looked away after about 5 seconds, then looked back again, and she was gone. The next night, I had to stay with her until she fell asleep. She wouldn't let me out of her sight because she was scared that she was going to see her again, and is quite worried about her coming back. Not all visitors from the other side come to scare. Like this video if you believe, subscribe for more true stories, and tell us your experience in the comments.